Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak and The Bag show for a Thursday morning, January 17th. We keep grinding on. We keep trucking on. Last night, of course, was the U-Wager Poker Tournament. We had a lot of fun in that one. And also, Jimmy the Bag had a very winning day yesterday overall, right?
It ended up getting a little worse. The late games came through.
Calgary lost, which was... Okay. Was that a bad play, taking Calgary at that line? What do you think?
I don't think it's necessarily a bad play, but we just see these situations where a team gets blown out to start a road trip, they bounce back. Calgary coming off a 7-1 win. I think that was the only thing that was concerning about it. But it was nice seeing the Flyers take care of business. Nice seeing the Senators take care of business. And Pete lasted the longest in the poker tournament. Shout out. Hey, man, that's worth something. We're, what, $8.56?
$8.50.
But also... To take care of business there.
Yeah, to take care of business a little bit. I know some people bet on me, including Dan Kelly and Yayas to last the longest. So shout out to them for cashing a little bit there at the SBR Sportsbook.
Mr. Gokster had a nice job there.
How do you wind up doing?
I'm not sure. What did you end up doing, Gokster? Because we were following along. I guess I was just kind of drinking heavy. And also, I got knocked out first. Been going over the hand nonstop. As we do.
No, but that was just bad luck, right?
Well, it's an interesting spot. Early tournament. It's also a free roll. You got it, free roll early in the tournament. I have queens. First, under the gun calls the 40. So there's small blind 20, big blind 40. Under the gun calls the 40. And because I know that I can only go, I want to just go heads up with somebody with queens at this point early in the tournament. So I make it 250. I make it 5 times, which is a much higher. A lot of people would just make it 3 times the big blind. And everybody folds, comes around to the guy under the gun who called with 10-5 offsuit. And it's cash action bets. And there's nothing, and let me also say, there's nothing wrong with how cash action bets play this. He won, he took my money, whatever. So he calls me with 10-5 offsuit. Flop comes 4, 5, 7 of hearts. So he is a mid pair with the 5s. And he's got 1 heart, a 10. And he pushes all in. And anybody who has a good hand right there, a really good hand, would not have pushed all in. It's just this simple thing. It's obviously he's on the draw. I've got queens. I'm ahead. And I don't have a heart, but still I'm ahead right there. And I know that he's on the draw because you wouldn't go all in that situation. So it's early in the tournament. I would be down to 2,100 chips at that point. It's like the 4th or 5th hand, 2,200 chips or so if I fold there. And then, you got to win some of those races. I call. Next card's a queen, but it's of hearts. So now I've got trip queens. He's got the flush draw to the 10. And the 5th card is the river is also a heart, so there's 5 hearts on the board, and I get knocked out, and it's fucking aggravating. But I'm going to fuck with that guy in that situation every time. He's trying to run me over in a free roll that he doesn't care about, and so it's it is what it is. But it was disappointing. But when I look back, I got to make that move.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just the way things go when it's a free roll. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's just the way things go generally early in a poker tournament, even with small stakes. But it was aggravating. But I didn't leave. I sat there all goddamn night drinking and hanging out with all the guys. So shout out to everybody who did the poker tournament with us. It was a lot of fun. And we were told during the tournament that we're doing another one, and the prize pool, the money, everything's going up. So that's exciting.
Yeah, definitely sounds good. And let's see, we already have some comments coming in. Matt Randall, shout out to Matt Randall, says Austin B minus 8.5, smash it now. They should win by 20. Also have 5 other plays that really stick out to me, and I love Matt Randall. Let's hear him because we are going to touch on college basketball just a little bit in this morning show, and then in the afternoon show, of course, in-depth deep dive with Maxwell Smart, right? That's
really exciting. So we'll have Ann America. We're going to talk about the big Pacquiao fight and also MMA, and then we're going to get Max in for another 30-minute hit. It's going to be all good. And a couple people talking about the Canucks trade. My man Jesse Cool, are you excited for Luke Shen? I'm not excited for Luke Shen. I like that they dumped Del Zotto. I don't think he's very good, but Luke Shen is just, I think we need to stay at home. We need more stay-at-home defensemen. On this Canucks team, and that's what Luke is, but he's just been disappointing his whole career.
Yeah, all right, so I'm just scanning some comments here. People are talking about the in golf here. Dan Kelly, the PGA Desert Classic. He has some picks here. He likes let's see. Hold on. He's fading Phil Mickelson. I've had some success fading Phil Mickelson recently as well. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Shout them out.
Don Reach saying UConn, another disappointment. There's some wonderful stuff that we did, especially Dan Kelly. God, let's go. So Dan Kelly also, he gave us the play for this 2 o'clock London game.
Yeah,
Gave
first
us the
half
play.
over.
First half over, which is interesting. I really look forward to talking about that. But another thing that, and sorry, Steven Espers, you had everything last night. Canucks screwed me. I'm sorry about that. It's funny those -1.5s miss, but those two road dogs take care of business. I'm actually, Jimmy, what a great read on the Flyers, man. People were saying you were crazy. I knew it was an interesting play as soon as I heard you say, no, they got outshot badly in that game, but I think they're very, very capable of going on a run right now. But Dan giving us the Wichita State play.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shout out to Dan Kelly.
Finding
Great call.
that edge.
Yes.
Simple edge.
Mm-hmm.
A very simple edge.
Let's repeat. What did he say? It was the travel spot.
Yeah, because it was going to be a game time, a late game time for TV.
Right.
Which meant that UCF was an Eastern team that was going to play a late game, and it was a very simple capping strategy. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, he's right. He's right. And and Jeff, a big man was talking about how it's going to be very tough for Wichita State to get in the lane. You know what? It's going to be a little bit easier if this is a tired team.
Yes.
With tired legs. And that was Dan, listening to Dan. So, God, we were very, very lucky to run with him.
Absolutely. And you have to think about what factors are factored into the line and what might not be. You know what I'm saying? And so the matchup problems tend to be factored in, not always, but tend to be factored into the line, whereas unique scheduling problems tend to be can also be as well, but a little bit less likely to be factored into the line. So, it was a great...
I liked your breakdown, too. I liked your breakdown on that game, too. The Wichita State has to start making some statements if they want to have any.
Yes.
And they have great coaching, and you talked about the coaching and what was going to be demanded of them. I just think it was good work. It was just good work.
Okay, so we got comments coming in. Matt Randall has some other plays. Hit us up with these plays, Matt Randall. We would love to know it. All right. Here I'm copying and pasting Matt Randall and others' college basketball plays, and I will try to review them when we do touch on college basketball just a little bit in the afternoon show. You want to jump into NHL, Jimmy the Bag?
Very much so. I'd also like to see where we stand right now. I'm getting closer back to that 20
Yeah, you're
spot.
over me. You took me over. We're both doing well in NHL in general, but you got the NHL record over there?
Yeah.
Very nice. You're ahead of me, Jimmy the Bag. We are dead even. I got to pick my game up in NHL, and it just, oh, God, it's so frustrating. My friggin' leans are up like almost 100 units on the year.
I do not. I am in no way competing with you whatsoever.
I know,
so that doesn't.
Right.
I want you to succeed. I want us to succeed together. I want our show to be up 100 units in NHL over the last 2 seasons. That's one thing I'm looking for. So that's not in comparison.
And it would be if I had just given my leans. All right, so let's see what leans we got today in the NHL card. Let me just review here in NHL. I don't know. Lineup. The Anaheim game is very interesting. There's a lot of lineup shakeups for Anaheim right now. People going in, people going out, people getting injured. They can't buy a win, right? They've lost 10 in a row. Minnesota, though, is not awesome either. I'm not sure I'd want to lay. This might be a pass. Just an interesting game, an interesting line. Should Minnesota be this big of a favorite here against Anaheim?
When I was capping this game, I actually thought of you when I was studying Max Jones and Troy Terry, who the Ducks have recalled from the San Diego Gulls of the American Hockey League. Terry coming in, tied for 11th in AHL, 37 points, 16 goals, 21 assists. Jones, 32 games with the goals, 24 points, 12 goals, 12 assists. And we've talked about it, and you've made a bunch of points about these young guys coming up to a team that's lost 12 straight. I also said, let's get Ryan Kessler out of this dressing room. And now he's out with a lower body injury. So is Silverberg, which is bad, but Kessler's out. So now Kessler's out. You got these two kids coming up that couldn't be more excited to have an opportunity to play in Minnesota, where there's a great crowd that's going to back this Wild team. I have to think that the Ducks, with these two guys in the dressing room, might be live here
at this line.
Yeah,
at this line, right? Because Minnesota is no great shakes. Let's see who's what the goalie assignments are here. Where is it? Yeah, unconfirmed. And
Mr. Gokster, who's hammers the AHL, vets the AHL. He says the goals are being hot, Jimmy.
Yeah,
I think this is great. And Ryan Kessler, he's a fucking moper. He's a moper, man. When he's on a bad team, he fucking mopes, man. And I don't know if I've told we would try to get as much insight on the Canucks players as we possibly could. And my friend was a waiter at the Keg. I think I've told the story before. Kessler comes in for dinner. This is when the Canucks were not playing well. And he's with his wife and his baby. And there was nothing, no words were said. No,
really?
No. Ryan Kessler didn't say one word. Nothing.
Because he's playing on a bad team, huh?
Well, no, just because that's the kind of guy. So get him out of the dressing room. Get these kids up. What would I get on the Ducks money line right now?
+1. Best line would be at $5 +160.
Give it to me.
You want it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Let me see. All right, so Jim's going to take Anaheim plus one on the money line, plus 160. Yeah. It does make a lot of sense. What's your take on Minnesota right now? I mean, Dubnyk is good. They're just very inconsistent, both game to game and within the game.
And when I look at their roster, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. They should be better.
Coming off that 3-2, they were lucky to beat the Kings in that game.
Right.
They're only missing Dumba, who's spectacular. But yeah, they're not playing good hockey, and it's hard to figure out exactly why that is. Now, last year, Eric Stahl came out of nowhere, right? When was the last time we had a 35-year-old, I believe, to score 40 goals?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd been 30 or 40 years since we've seen that. I think that stat was to go 10 years between 40-goal seasons. I think, that was it. I can't remember exactly, but he played out of his mind last year. And is Koivu dealing with injuries? Why is this team not playing well? And let's take advantage of it.
Okay, I'm going to think about this a little bit more. Let's talk about the LA and Dallas game. Should Dallas be this big of a favorite against LA? Dallas is just having all kinds of problems scoring. They're just not getting offensive production on the road or at home. And LA is no great shakes, but again, I can understand why you wouldn't want to bet on LA, but should the favorite be this big of a favorite here? And does this game have under written all over it? That's what I'm thinking. First period under, maybe. Full game under, maybe. Dallas team total under, maybe. LA big money line, maybe. What do you think?
Well, look at the wonderful capper Dave LA sent this to a group that I run with. And it was a very, very interesting. And he was just sharing a tweet from an Ian McMillan. In Ian McMillan's play here is the under 3 in the Stars team total.
Right.
And the issue, they think Kings allow the fewest goals against in 60 minutes on the road this year at 1.85. Stars are 27th in the NHL in goals for in 60 minutes this season at 2.06. Stars are 26th in shooting percentage, scoring on only 7.18% of their shots. And that was courtesy of Ian McMillan, but also it was sent by our man Dave LA. So, the under has got to be something that we thought about. We took that under, we hammered that under very, very easily in the Lightning Stars game, and I don't know why we wouldn't go back to it here.
Well, there is a reason, Jimmy the Bag. There is a reason. The old good news, bad news, because my initial lean on this one was to the under, and I was prepared to give it maybe do a little bit of a safe, stupid play and take a buy to 6. It opened at, it was like minus 119. Now it's down to minus 140. 5 Dimes has 135, but, the old good news, bad news thing. The market is strongly backing my lean on this one. Bad news is if I want to give it right now, I'm going to have to take minus 135. What do you think? It just feels
I think we buy down to 5.
You think so, huh?
Why not? I mean, we'll get a much, much better line. Do we see 4 goals coming in? I think that might be the smarter move here is to take it down to 5 instead.
Yeah.
Did you see what that would be?
That's technically considered selling. Like when you get selling down to 5. The problem is that
Stantino saying he's Quick in net for LA. He is, and he's playing well. I like the way Quick is playing.
The thing is, when I tell you what this line is, I guarantee you're not going to be like, oh yeah, let's do it. You're going to be like, I was hoping to get a little bit more.
Probably.
At 5 plus 118.
I don't think that's...
No.
Yeah, I guess I was hoping to get a little more, but I didn't think I'd get too much more. Stars have lost the first 2 games of a 6-game homestand. They outshot the Lightning 35-21, and they outplayed them on even strength, outshooting them 25-17. They went 0 for 6 on their power play. They've scored 2 goals during their 3-game losing streak, 8 goals over their last 6 games, 2 goals or fewer in 11 of their last 14 games. So they're a bad hockey team.
It's different when you take home dogs, but what do you think about the same situation as last night? And I talked about it, Ottawa and Philly, I was like, you said probably at least one of them wins, and I was like, if both of them win, you're in the, you're killing it. What about Anaheim and LA? One of them probably wins, right?
Yeah, one of them probably wins. But I just, the Kings on the road, what would you get Kings money line?
Same kind of deal. 168. 165, that kind of situation.
Oh, wow. And Mr. Gokser says, tough side on this one. Lean over. Don't like the line, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, lean under. Okay, that's what I thought I was going to say. Lean under.
LA and Dallas, he means.
And Triple Beam's giving a shout-out to our man Maxwell Smart for Longwood outright win.
Mm-hmm.
What a guy. Yeah, I think this is a spot here. I think this is a spot. I think there's not going to be a lot of goals.
I mean, LA is still playing that style of play, right? The slow plotting, blah, blah,
blah.
And
so are the Stars under Montgomery.
Right.
So are the Stars.
All right, I'll take a shot with the first period under 1.5 minus 122. I'll start with that one. I might add on the full game as well. LA, Dallas, first period under 1.5 minus 122. I'll take that one.
I'm interested in the under 5. I'm not going to make a move here. I'm interested in the Kings as well. I don't know if even that should be a move that I make. So I'm just going to.
And I would love to grab the Dallas line at 3, but unfortunately, I'm seeing at Pinnacle, and I mean, I'm sure there's some other places that do have a 3 juiced to the under, but I'm only seeing 2.5 at plus 135 right now for Dallas, which is a little bit risky, right?
Shout out to my man Bleds. Yeah, it's questionable. I'm going to spend. There's a move to be made on this game. I'm just not quite figuring out exactly what to do. Shout out to my man Bleds W. Hit Philly and the Senators yesterday. Love hearing
Very
that.
nice.
Love hearing that. I hate that I ended up saying that that the Flames minus 1.5 was my favorite play.
Mm-hmm.
It was just I didn't know what. It was just like what was the most expected, and then you just upsetting that I couldn't have hammered that card a little better, but
tough to give a big underdog though when someone asks you what's your favorite play, because then you're more likely to, even if you're right on the value, you're still more likely to giving out a losing play. Just very psychologically difficult. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
All right, let's talk about New Jersey and the Islanders. I've been talking the last 2 weeks, maybe more, about how the Islanders have just been a great under team. I've been pulling the trigger once in a while, but not as much as I should have been pulling the trigger on. I've more just been talking about leans, and here they are. Maybe the under is again a no-brainer, but this is not the same as the LA-Dallas game. We have not seen a move to the under, and we're seeing a relatively high total here of 6 plus 100 to the under in light of how the Islanders have been defensively recently. It's a little bit head-scratching that we're not seeing at least a little bit of a lower total here, right? Or no?
Well, I don't trust the Devils. Are we going to see Kincaid?
I'm seeing Blackwood unconfirmed.
I would expect to see Blackwood. Robin Lehner, is that?
I'm seeing Lehner, but unconfirmed. I would expect Blackwood and Lehner. That's what I was guessing.
Islanders coming off 2-1 overtime victory over the Blues on Tuesday. They've won 9 of 11. This is the final game of a 4-game homestand, and they get to play the sold-out Nassau Coliseum. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? The Islanders are the play here. They're playing really good hockey.
Yeah, even at this line, though?
But they're in a sold-out Nassau Coliseum. What would we get? What would we get on the Islanders minus 1.5?
Islanders minus 1.5, it would be about plus 170 or so, 171-ish.
This is their most exciting situation,
right.
Getting to play at Nassau in front of a sold-out crowd. The Devils
don't have it.
Devils
right?
aren't playing well. I'm taking Islanders minus 1.5.
And what about the Devils team total under? What about that? Or you're expecting overs because it's not going to be a sleepy night here?
Well, that's the concern. Now, the Islanders actually have been playing lower-scoring games than I expected at Nassau.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gate Pass Keys on Devils money line. Don't like going up against them, but I just feel like the Islanders. This is when I want to back the Islanders. Is at Nassau.
Right.
The 4th game of a homestand. They're going to make the best out of this opportunity and then head out on the road. So I'm going to take the Islanders minus 1.5.
All right, that will be. Let's find the best line here for you, Jimmy the Bag. Jimmy the Bag, 170 is what we can give you. Jimmy the Bag to take NY Islanders puck line. New York Islanders puck line plus 170. I might tail that one. I'm thinking about the New Jersey team total under as well at 2.5. Yeah, this could easily be like a 4-3, 5-3 win unexpectedly for the Islanders, though, right?
Yeah, that's the concern here. That's the concern. And Gate Pass says Islanders have screwed me on last 3 puck lines. Jersey is starting to roll. I mean, yeah, they beat the Blackhawks 8-5 at
and
home.
Philly
but
at home.
On the road, they should not be 55, 16, and 3. They're just. They're 26 now in goals allowed at 3.37. That just is not your.
Are the Devils starting to roll? Because I have the Devils as sort of a team that's like very lethargic.
I was
right
surprised.
Now. Doesn't have it.
I was surprised that Gate Paskey said Devils are starting to roll, but I don't, especially on the road. I just don't trust them at all. Without Taylor Hall, Hall's been out since December 23rd, unlikely to return before the All-Star break.
That's what I was thinking. Go ahead.
Tom Reach says Islanders team total over and Devils team total over, and he's on the Isles puck line.
Wow, Islanders seem to. All right, I'm going to take the Islanders minus 1 along with Jimmy the Bag. That's the way I was leaning. I was just concerned about the big favorite line here. The money line will be minus 151 at Bet Online, minus 151, and of course the puck line again plus 170. And Dom Ricci liking overs here, huh?
Yeah.
So maybe the Islanders team total over is worth a shot, although that's going to be one of those 3.5s. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna touch that one.
Shout out to Peter Dykstra, man. What a guy. He was a lot of fun last night. Says, holy shit, I just woke up. Your drinking problem becomes my problem.
Okay, let's talk about St. Louis, Boston. Boston, of course, off of the loss to Philly. Great job, Jimmy the Bag, taking that one. I had the Philly team total over as well, so I cashed on that one. And now we've got, at home against St. Louis. And again, St. Louis is a sleeping giant that has definitely awoken. Maybe we think St. Louis on the first period here, maybe the first period under. I was thinking under on this one. Let's check who's in goal.
I have Binnington. I'm expecting Binnington against Tuukka Rask.
So why wouldn't we like the under here?
I guess you're right. Yeah, why wouldn't we like the under here. Boston outshot Philly 42-19, 2-0 lead 10 minutes in last night, and couldn't get the job done. And they're an incredible 6-1-1 in the second half of back-to-backs this season. And you know what that makes me want to do?
What's that?
Fade it.
Yeah.
Fade it, because that doesn't make any sense. And I said that when the Wild were 4-0 on the second half of back-to-backs, and then they lost immediately 2 straight. I'm not sure if they've had another one since then. But that just makes me want to fade it. And look who was put 2 goals up was Solaric. Their AHL call-up scored 2 goals.
Right.
Backus was a healthy scratch for the first time in a decade. 12 points in 38 games. Rask will be in net. Rask 5-0-1 last 6 starts against the Blues. 943 save percentage, 1.65. Oh, sorry, that's just over his last 6 starts. Excuse me. I know he's got good numbers against the Blues, but that's just his last 6 starts. 5-0-1, 943 save percentage. Boston's getting healthier. We talked a bit about them last night. Very confusing team right now. Why are they not playing better? And the Blues are rolling 2-0-1 on this 4-game road trip. Why wouldn't they want to finish this road trip without a regulation loss? They beat Dallas 3-1 on Saturday, Washington 4-1 on Monday. The next night, they lose to the Islanders in overtime 2-1 and look good there. David Perron's on a 12-game point streak. Now, Bozak and Steen are on IR, but what would we get on the Blues money line? Like, why wouldn't we want the Blues money line, the Kings money line, the Ducks money line?
And this is also a play that maybe I should have tweeted out because I was looking at the under when I handicapped the game, figuring I would get roughly the same line. I was planning on buying to 6 at minus 130 or so. It's now moved 20 cents to the under, now down to minus 116. So another big move to the under here. And the St. Louis Blues have also seen about a 15 or 20 cent move down into the plus 130s. So money coming in on the under, money coming in on St. Louis, which is vaguely what I would have expected. I'd still be leaning St. Louis, and I don't want to take it's just maybe I have a cognitive bias against taking Boston team total unders, especially at home, at 2.5.
Well, it's just their power play so dangerous.
So good, right.
They have so many power play quarterbacks on that team. Very, very dangerous. 27.9% second in the league. But look at this goals per game. What the hell's gone on with this first line? It's confounding. I do not understand why this first line is not arguably the best line in the league.
For Boston.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's hard to figure out. Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak, why are they not just deadly?
Do you think they explode here for any reason? Off a loss?
I'm waiting for Binnington to shit the bed. Oh, and look, Base Kniff says Allen is expected for the Blues. He's asked, but he's actually stepping up his game.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually stepping up his game. This is. I feel like I don't want to jump because there weren't like for sure plays I wanted to make coming in here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to add the Blues right now, and I don't know if I want to add.
I was thinking about under, but I was hoping to get like minus 135 at 6. Now, if I take 6 at Pinnacle, I'd have to take minus 150. Again, a 20-cent line move to the under. Let's see if there are any comments here that can help.
K-Rock says loves the under.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it too. And if it was 135 right now, I would definitely take it at 150. It's cutting it close. Friggin' cutting it close.
So there's been a 20-cent line move towards the Blues?
And the under. Yes, the Blues and the under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the Blues are the play, but I don't see anybody jumping on the Blues right now. And I think I'm gonna make the Blues the play. I think I'm gonna make Blues the play. I think I'm gonna make Ottawa the play.
Mm-hmm.
Steven Esposito said Ottawa was the same feeling for yesterday. Plus money worked. Razor's Edge says Bruins look tired mentally. They do. And Gate Pasque's on the Blues money line. I think that I should add both the Blues and the Kings money line. But am I just a little too quick to back a bad hockey team in Dallas where they're good just because they've lost the first 2? Dallas is good at home, and they've lost the first 2 games of a 6-game homestand. Another game 3 of a 6-game homestand. I think that's probably a dangerous play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Blues should be the play.
Especially since Dallas is like, there's some energy behind the scenes to that team. You know what I mean?
We got Kent Davies back in the house.
Oh, shout out to Kent
beloved
Davies.
LoBagger being gone for too long. Says last time I was here, Loshak was wearing camel skin.
It's over there. I can throw it. I can throw it on if you want. Niall Baird says Islanders make sense.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a move on the Blues or Kings yet. I want a little bit more time, but I think it makes sense. Brazer's Edge says Bruins losing back-to-back to 2 big rivals. The Blues make sense here. The Bruins did not look. They look. It'd be better if they won last night.
Yeah, but definitely.
They did outshoot Philly 42-19. I'm going to wait on it. Let's keep going.
And then you'd maybe. All right, so I was thinking about the under here, and I guess the under. I'm not going to ask more questions about the under because we'll just be going in circles here. Let's talk about Chicago Rangers, right? Both are bad, but the Rangers are off of a nice win, and obviously this game has overwritten all over it. But of course, you're going to get a high total here. I was thinking that maybe the Chicago team total over. I mean, I'm assuming Lundqvist is in goal, and Lundqvist. The Rangers are having fundamental issues on defense, right? I mean, for a long time, Lundqvist was someone who I would automatically either be betting team total unders or pass when he was in goal. But, maybe even with Lundqvist now, I mean, his numbers this year are significantly subpar. Rangers can't do anything defensively. I don't know. What about the Chicago team total over here?
I like the Rangers here. Ganja
do?
Gamers is on Zibanejad of 1 or more points and the Rangers to win. I like Zibanejad here.
Mm-hmm.
And K-Rock saying, I like the Blues but scared to fade Boston. I hear that.
That's exactly.
I like the Rangers here in this spot. The only issue is Patrick Kane is just flying right now. He's playing so well. But Blackhawks have lost 4 straight, coming off an ugly 8-5 loss at Jersey on Monday night. Chicago's 16 wins are the fewest in the league. This is their 3rd losing streak of at least 4 games. Kane's rolling, but nobody else is. And this is a healthy team other than Crawford with the concussion. Blackhawks have beaten the Rangers in four straight times. They've also won 4 straight at MSG.
Yeah.
And that's another spot where I say, God, I want to fade it. I want to go against it.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I want to take the Rangers here. Lundqvist in net. I think that Delhi is going to start allowing goals. The Rangers have lost 6 of 8, but they're coming off their best game of the season. And why wouldn't they continue to do that? Zibanejad, Buchnevich each scored 2 goals. Defenseman Tony DeAngelo gets 2 goals. Rangers are seeking their first consecutive home wins since winning 7 in a row from October 23rd to November 21st. They're still without Kevin Hayes. Yeah, what would I get on the Rangers? What is the Rangers money line?
Well, it's been getting bet down. It got a 10-cent line movement in favor of St. Louis. So now it'd be in the minus 115 or something is what we could give you.
Wow, minus 115s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, minus 118. I spoke too.
Minus 118. I think the Rangers take care of business here. And
all right, I don't like. I've been getting burned taking these friggin' first period overs with high odds attached to them. But I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take the first period over 1.5 minus 150. I just don't see. I mean, the Rangers probably do. If the Rangers roll, it's because they're scoring a bunch of goals offensively early. If the Rangers lose, it's because they give up a bunch of goals probably early, right?
Stantino says, "What is the best line on the over?"
Well, that's the problem. It's 6.5. Well, not that bad. Oh, not that bad. Minus 109, 6.5. What about the first period over? It just feels like, are the Rangers going to clamp on defense at all? Is that in their skill set right now?
Yeah.
You don't have it. Hard, tough question to answer.
I feel like the Blackhawks are a train wreck.
Yeah.
But we know that their first period overs have been cashing. Alex B. Smith got on them early, and they were kept cashing.
Yeah.
So in those trends are something I kind of stay off of.
I hear you. All right, I'm going to take this one. First period over 1.5 minus 150. I'll take it one more time. I'll go to the well. Do we have any reason to believe that the Rangers are going to try to be a stronger defense-oriented team now, or are they just going to be a team that tries to outscore weak opponents?
Well, they have to win faceoffs, and
Right.
they have to. There's a lot wrong with this team, but Zibanejad is so important, and he's rolling.
Let's move on. Toronto. Oh, no play?
I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rangers, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to take them on the money line or the puck line at this point.
Okay, and now let's talk about Toronto-Tampa Bay. A very interesting game here. Of course, Vasilevsky was off a loss and then off a dominating shutout. I wish I had my spreadsheet here to find out how Vasilevsky does on the second game after a loss, because we know he's great first game after a loss. Now he's going to be, at home against Toronto. Toronto is a more rested team here. I was thinking maybe under.
I'm going to take the Lightning minus 1.5. Gate Pass taking the Rangers puck line. I think I might jump on that as well. But here, I am taking the Lightning minus 1.5. I know that if you look at the Leafs road record, Lightning home record, these are dangerous teams. But I see a Leafs team that's struggling.
Yeah.
And Frederick Anderson did not look good. And the Lightning want to send a message because they're probably going to see these guys in the playoffs. So it could be the division final here. And
any intel on Anderson? Was that a fluky first game back, or are we expecting him to have some serious issues in the next few games going forward?
No, because remember he's been historically started every year very poorly.
Yeah.
Al Max says Toronto Tampa Bay screams first period under.
Yeah, and once again, the last time we saw a 7, and I didn't take it, it cashed easily. We're seeing 6.5s here, but I could buy to 7 minus 140 at Pinnacle. That's very, very friggin' tempting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Kind of.
I guess
not
so.
Really.
But, no, it's not that it's not tempting. Vasilevsky's playing very, very well right now, and Lightning are 19-1. You know what? I'm going to jump on 2 plays right now.
Okay.
I'm going to take Lightning minus 1.5. I'm going to take the Rangers minus 1.5.
Okay, you're going to take the Lightning and the Rangers minus 1.5. Rangers right now will be, let's see, line shopping. We can give you plus 214. How about that?
Beautiful.
Plus 214 on the Rangers. That's for the Rangers. Okay, hold on. New York Rangers, puck line, plus 214. And then Tampa Bay, Puck line, you want that one, huh? Tampa Bay, that'll be 178. Let's see if we can get better. Nope, plus 178. We'll give you that one. Tampa Bay puck line plus 178. And what do you think about the under? What do you think about maybe the Toronto team total under, which would be 3.5?
Yeah, what would you get on that?
Minus 135 or so.
Mr. Ghoster says last time Vasilevsky shut out Toronto. Yeah, I could understand that play, definitely. But I'm not going to make a move on it.
All right, I'm going to think about what I want to do. Let's talk about Winnipeg, Nashville. This is a tough one, right? Two awesome teams. I'd be leaning Nashville. I don't like the line, but I'd still be leaning Nashville anyway. The line, I guess, looks about right on to me. But Winnipeg, do we trust them?
I guess we do, but now Ben Sherratt is also out. He's a bottom pair defenseman who's looked good. So Bufflin's out, Sherratt's out.
Just too many injuries.
And look at Arvidsson. He's absolutely rolling right now. Also, Bressois is playing so well. And Hellebuck's got to be looking over his shoulder. 2.87 goals against average, 908 save percentage. Bressois looks awesome. Jets are coming off a 4-1 victory at home over the Golden Knights, and they look good in this. But, man, I mean, the Jets were having a tough time offensively a while ago. Now they've won 5 of 6, 26 goals over that span.
But I just feel like that's a little bit illusory, especially on the road, especially against a good team, right? This is the spot where they fade.
The Preds are coming off a 7-2 beatdown of the Capitals. Arvidsson got a hat trick. He's got 9 goals in his last 9 games. Rene looked bad in that 7-game series last year against the Jets, but his regular season numbers against them are very good. 16-4-1, 3 shutouts, 2.3 goals against average, 920 save percentage. The Preds are without Kyle Turris and bottom 6 forward Mikko Salamaki. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the Predators here on the minus 1.5 as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And all right, let me find that one. Predators minus 1.5. That'll be plus 168. Oh no, 170. We can give you that one. Take the Predators. Jimmy the Bag to take Nashville. Puck line plus 170. I'm leaning that way as well. And I do have to address one comment here. Kendrick Brown says, I'm not bashing, just have a huge college hoops card. We spend so much time on 5 games in hockey. 30 minutes on hockey is not proportioned to card. Kendrick Brown, just the way these shows are going now, we touch on college basketball just a little bit. We collect some comments on picks that people like from college basketball, and then we do our in-depth analysis and all of our official plays in the afternoon show with Maxwell Smart guesting. Kendrick Brown, if you're into college basketball, trust me on this one. I highly, highly, highly recommend you tune in to the afternoon show when we break down the college basketball card in depth with Maxwell Smart.
Yeah, and this is the only time we do hockey all day, and we're going to touch on it for 5 minutes on the late show. So, but I hear you, and I apologize that you're not enjoying it. Yeah, okay, so that's the spot here that I want to grab, and that's we're done the card. So the only other thing I think I should jump on is I think the Kings have value. I think the Kings have value against the Stars, and if I'm going to get a plus 170 there, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it right now.
Okay, let's see with the LA Kings. We can give you 168. 168 at 5 dimes.
Plus 160. I'm going to take it. These are big plus lines. Kendrick Brown says, I love you, Pete.
Oh, thank you very much. Kendrick Brown, love you right back. All right, so let's review. As usual, I have a bunch of leans in NHL. My leans are literally up like 80 units on the year, and I should have had the balls to give them earlier. Jimmy the Bag has Anaheim money line, Islanders puck line, Rangers puck line, Tampa Bay puck line, Nashville puck line, and LA money line he just added. I added LA Dallas first period under, Islanders -1, Chicago Rangers first period over. Leans I'm looking at, definitely Nashville, and that line has gotten bet up from opening. I'm definitely leaning on Nashville -1. Definitely thinking about a shot with the under in Toronto, Tampa Bay buying to 7, and thinking about the Toronto team total under as well at 3.5. Thinking about taking the full game under in LA Dallas anyway, and thinking about I guess still thinking about the St. Louis Boston under, although that makes me nervous. And also I'm going to look at the Chicago Rangers game. I'll be very interested to see what the line movement is on this one in the afternoon show. If it comes back in the Rangers' favor, I might go on the Rangers with you -1 and take a little bit of a worse line.
Asking what my best bet in hockey is, I think a really good spot would be to split a unit into 2 and take both New York teams on the -1.5. I think the Islanders and Rangers are both very live. I think that would be my favorite spot, would be to take a unit, cut it in half, take both New York teams on the -1.5. Okay, let's roll.
All right, let's roll into NBA. Let's start with the London game, right? New York, Washington. We got a tip from Dan Kelly at the first half over at about 1:15 or so. Might be a good play here. Washington, of course, has covered 7 out of their last 8. The Knicks, though, they're playing a lot of young guys, and these kinds of teams I do tend to like to bet at this point in the season, and a lot of times a little bit later. Teams that start playing young guys, giving them experience, always, getting a big number against any halfway decent team, which is the case here. I would be leaning Knicks just a little bit, and definitely leaning over as well.
What has been the movement on the total?
Let's just check right now. Let me just scan up to NBA here. Let's just scan up. Almost no movement.
Interesting spot. So Knicks have won 2 of 19, and we're in London O2 Arena, so there's no Cantor because of his feud with the Turkish president. Turkish prosecutor seeking an international arrest warrant and extradition for Cantor, claiming he's a member of the terrorist organization. It's sad what's going on there. And Knicks will get a boost with Ntilikina back, but his shooting can't be good after a break, really. Tim Hardaway's listed as questionable.
Yeah.
Do we know if he's going to be in the lineup? Because you certainly don't want to take the Knicks without Hardaway.
Right. Yeah, that's the big question.
He's questionable with a hamstring injury. Wizards are coming off that 140-138 double overtime loss at home to the Raptors. Despite the loss, they've won 5 of 8. Beal's rolling, averaging 36 points per game over his last 3. As we know, Wall's out, Howard's out, Markieff Morris is out. Excuse me, Steven Esposito says 116, Jimmy, for first half. Shout out to Cash Action Bets, who knocked me out last night. Nice work, Cash Action Bets. Good hustle. Happy that a LoBagger got the $100. You know, I'm just happy a LoBagger got the $100. And Dan Kelly said Cantor's father is in a Turkish prison. The whole Cantor story is very, very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. So Triple Beam says, who wants an over worse than the NBA? They want a 120-123 game for the fans in Europe, right?
Yeah,
That's
of
my
course.
angle.
Of course.
I think that's a great angle by Triple Beams there.
I mean, I think that the over is not a lock, but a no-brainer play exactly for that reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in the All-Star game, they want scoring, and this is basically, I mean, the game counts, but it's an exhibition-style game. It just is.
It just is, yeah. It's just the exhibition-style showcase. I think that the first half is more appealing than the second half.
And probably the first quarter as well.
Yeah.
Right? Why not?
Yeah.
Exhibit.
Yeah.
Exhibit the freaking scoring.
Yeah, it's got to be the move. It's got to be the move. I think Dan's bang on, and there's no reason not to just tail him on this. I think he's bang on, and I will take it.
I'll take it too. We're going to take the first half over. I might take the first quarter over.
Speaking of NBA though, it was a really tough card yesterday, and I hate saying that. I've been saying it too much, and I apologize.
No,
I nailed those 2 first quarter overs like a boss.
Yes,
it's not over. Excuse me, first quarter dogs like a boss. And I felt that the Pelicans were in a perfect situation up there. The Warriors just break an NBA record. They're not going to come back and play right out of the gates that well, I thought. But then I added in a total to give me a 2-1 day. And I was really upset with myself because I was staying away from all these plays. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me not to jump on some of the plays that our experts are on. Yeah. And I'm trying hard not to. And then I slip up and allow one in when I could. I should have just been off of a 2-0 day. And disappointing. King Rail says just in play this game and make some money. I am going to take the first half over right now.
The weird thing though is that it's gotten bet down a little bit. Open at 116.5, Pinnacle now down to 116. So you'll get 116 minus 103. Let's get this one. New York, Washington. First half over 116 minus 103. I'm thinking about that as well. Just a little bit concerned about the line movement though. Very slightly concerned about the line movement. And what's your take on the Knicks? I'm thinking that the Knicks are a team that is, going to have some value going forward, as they have had as a dog in over the past 6 games or so. They're giving a lot of run to Knox, and he's taking advantage of it.
Knox looks great.
He looks awesome, right?
Yeah, he looks great. I love what Knox is doing. Yeah, I think that the Knicks are going to give us value moving forward. I think all of the double-digit dogs are going to give us value over the next little while, until they start really tanking for Zion, which we know that the Cavs are doing, and then we'll find out who else is. But yeah, I agree with that. I think there's going to be value over the next little bit.
All right, let's talk about the next game, which I was thinking about, right? Sacramento, they're rolling ATS. Charlotte is back from the long trip, and I was thinking at the very least Sacramento early here, and maybe doubling or tripling up first quarter, first half, full game. Any reason not to like Sacramento? They're rolling ATS. Any reason to expect them not to continue to roll here? Any motivational factors? Because I'm not seeing any.
No, the Kings are starting a 6-game road trip. They're rolling. They're completely healthy. That was a nice win over the Blazers. Their bench outscored their starters.
Right.
Bogdanovich is rolling. He got 18
team.
Points. You got 13 points and 11 boards from Bagley, who's back in action. Now you have Harry Giles off the bench as well. You got first-rounders all over the place. Bagley averaging 11.3 points in the past 3 games after missing 12 of 13 because of that bone bruise in his left knee. The game before that, the Kings beat these Hornets 104-97 behind Bogdanovich's 22. Kemba Walker went for 31 in the losing cause. Hornets just finished a 2-4 road trip, and they look great in San Antonio in Tony Parker's return. And Tony Parker looked them all in the eyes and said, "Why can't you guys do this every day?" He did. He said, "Why can't you? Everyone was like, we're going to do this for you, Tony. We're going to do this for you, Tony." So
it's kind of like if you run 50 yards as fast as you possibly can, you can't turn to someone and say, well, why can't you do that every 50 yards? Because it's just not easy to give maximum effort every second of your life. I think that's the answer, right?
I kind of understand. I totally understand it. But I mean, I kind of like that he asked them about that.
Yeah.
Reggie, after losing on that Mavs, I played Supermax bet on the Cavs Blazers over. Great job, Reggie. I mean, Dan was on it. Dan Kelly was on it too. It's just a poor decision on my part. And I've had trouble with Cavs totals because I never know when they're going to put up 95
or D up like they did the game before, right?
Yeah. And yeah, so I was very upset that I added that total to very upset.
I'm actually mad at myself because I was leaning over on that one because I was like, the Cavs D'd up the first game, and then I was like, are they going to do this again? Probably not. I just got spooked by the line movement, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. WW Train says Sacks' road record is horrible. It's not. 9-11 on the road. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing to be ashamed of there. I don't want what's the spread on this game right now?
You know, it was 3. Hopefully you'd be getting, you know.
I tell you, that doesn't make sense for me, really. Even though the Kings are playing this well. Oh, and Fred Gialli said I love Kings against spread. I think that spread, I would like a little bit more. And first game of a road trip, Hornets are back after. I like fading teams on their first game after a long road trip and a game where they played so well. I'm not.
We're gonna have a guest to discuss NBA today, aren't we?
No.
Okay,
we're
so
not.
just MMA. All right.
Yeah, because we have
okay.
Max coming in. So no, we're not.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good spot for Sacramento. I'd be leaning Sacramento team total overs, Sacramento first half, Sacramento full game. It just feels like that's what you're gonna.
Art Hayes says Charlotte seems to be in trouble since Zeller got injured. Yeah, I became a huge fan of Zeller last year. Yeah, and he's not expected back till mid-February.
Fred Gialli loves the Kings ATS tonight.
Okay, let's keep rolling.
Okay. I guess I wanted to make a decision on that one. Let's talk about Philly, Indiana, right? Both off of huge offensive performances. And what happened?
Dan Kelly, full game sack +3, full game sack money line,
Really?
full game sack team total over.
Really?
First half sack +1.5.
Wow.
First half sack money line. First half sack team total over 58.
Maybe this is a play though, where because it's such an obvious play that someone like me would be thinking about it. No, I mean it's it just seems like the spot dictates Sacramento, and especially early, right?
Wow. Yeah, I see why that. I'm going to take more time on it.
Because after that big, after the big Charlotte game, they're not going to come in here with defensive intensity. They might try to get a win. See, I would be leaning full game over as well. All right, let's talk about Philly and Indiana. Again, I want to hear some opinions because I'm an inch away from taking an under on this one. It got bet up from 224.5 up to 225 or 226. I know people are going to say that both these offenses are unstoppable. I'm not sure. I will be very interested to see where this line is when we do our afternoon show. But I'm leaning under 226 at Bovada right now, and maybe the first half under as well. Thoughts on this one?
What's the movement been?
Been bet to the over, which makes sense because it's such a modest total. Both these teams had, it's hard not to have a vividness bias when you see a friggin' team put up 150 points. You know what I'm saying? Hard to ignore.
Yeah. But both teams are rolling and healthy.
Yeah.
Sixers coming off a 42-point blowout. So are the Pacers. Pacers coming off, a 34-point blowout?
Yeah.
Both home spots. Pacers were up 38-19 after the first. Bojan Bogdanovic is just so good, man. 20 points. Miles Turner came back from the shoulder injury, 18. Pacers won their third game by 30 or more. It's not easy. It's not I don't know exactly how to handle this. What's been the movement on the spread?
Almost no movement on the spread. An extremely tiny move to Indiana, but not really because there's still threes available. But yeah, I mean, I'd have a slight lean to Indiana, I guess, but mostly I'd be leaning first half under and maybe full game under as well.
Aloha Eastside Rolla liking Indiana tonight. Vegas Stacker says Sixers Pacers best first half over today.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Mr. Gogser said just had a Kings guy in the store and said his team sucked. I wonder, is that the LA Kings or Sacramento Kings?
Yeah.
That must be the LA Kings.
That must be LA Kings. There's no way a Sacramento guy would say that.
Sacramento guy's got to be excited about what's going on. Dave L.A. says Pacers start slow at home. Triple beams Pacers might be a premium play.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do exactly here, but okay, yeah, I'm gonna take more time on this spot.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. And now let's talk about what of the other games you want to talk about? The Lakers against OKC is a very interesting game. This line again. I was thinking that maybe OKC is going to clamp down on defense here. Maybe take a shot with the LA team total under.
They're coming off that ugly 142-126 loss Tuesday night at Atlanta, showing no defense whatsoever. Allowed 115.7 points per game. We know they can play defense.
And now they're going up against a team that they can hold down. It was, I think, their last game against the Lakers. That's right. I think I took the Lakers team total under in that one. And I think I also had the under, right? The last game against the Lakers. This is a team where they can clamp down on defense against, right? Got to be a shot with at least the Lakers team total under, if not, doubling or tripling up on unders in various ways.
I think the Thunder smash
Yeah.
I think the Thunder, they're playing bad. They struggle. They're 5-7 since December 23rd. And who cares? I don't mean like who cares that Nerlens Noel is out with the concussion. I mean, but I mean he's not that big of a piece. Abrinas hasn't played since December 24th. So Abrinas hasn't played since December 23rd. That's when the bad play started. But I don't even know if that. I just think it just. I don't know what happenstance. Like I can't put a finger on why they're playing so bad defensively and why they're looking so bad. Because remember before Christmas we were like, ooh, this team is for real.
Of course.
And now what do we think of them? They're always an enigma, man. The Thunder, I just never know what to do with them. And the one thing I've said over and over on the show is just what you should do is don't back them as road dogs. You know what? I bet you they come out and smash.
Although I would say don't back them as like a small road dog where they feel like it seems like they should be bigger.
Road favorites,
right? As a road favorite, like don't back them when they're like -2.5, and you're feeling like they should be a little bit bigger. But when they're like 6.5 or 7, you're like, how could they be this big of a favorite? That's when you do back them on the road. I agree with you, Jimmy the Bag. I'm thinking the Lakers team total under is a good play here, and I'm thinking that OKC minus the points. I think this might be a 20-point win for OKC. I agree with you.
I think so too. Yeah. I think so too, and so does Dave LA. Dave LA says OKC or nothing. Lakers have no answers versus OKC. Trust me, I know the Lakers have no answer. Yeah, and Fred Gialli saying Kings +3 and Pacers -3 are best plays of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think this is a good spot. Should you take what's the Thunder first half?
The Thunder first half, I think it would be about 5.5 or 6 or so. I'm going to start with the LA Lakers team total under, and that's going to be 108 at +101. I'm going to start with that one. I am going to have a little bit of balls here, Jimmy the Bag, and just a little bit. I do think that the that OKC probably rolls here, and I'm going to take, where is that line? Yeah, OKC -10, -106. I'll take that one.
Going heads up against Ryan D. He's taking the Lakers +10.5. Ben Sportsbook full game under Lakers OKC. Interesting. I'm going to take the Thunder first half.
You want the Thunder first half?
I am, yeah. I think they come out strong. They've been playing terribly. I think, you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to double up. I'm going to take Thunder first quarter and Thunder first half.
First quarter and first half. All right, wow. So interestingly, there has been some line movement in favor of the Lakers on the first half, which will enable you to take 6 +102. You want that one?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take OKC first half -6 +102, and then you want the first quarter, which you're probably going to be seeing like a 3.5.
If it's a 3.5, I might not do it.
OKC. No, that one's gotten bet down a little bit as well. Interesting. Some money coming in on the Lakers early. -3 +101 is what we could give you on that one.
I will take that.
All right, so OKC first quarter, -3 +101. And why don't you like the full game? Because you think at some point the OKC won't be motivated to get to, I mean,
I just don't seem to trust them. I just don't feel like I can trust them over the whole 48.
No?
That's all. But no, I think that would work. I just feel like early they're going to come out and take care of business. I really do. I coming off that just disaster, allowing 142 points, I think they're going to come out, and I think they're going to smash the Lakers in the mouth early. And yeah, I do think they're going to cover the late show. But I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this spot here. First quarter, first half.
Yeah. Ryan D likes the Lakers +10.5, and Sean Watson says they haven't won a game by 10.5 since New Year's, but they are a 10-point favorite, and they beat the Spurs by 10 in their last game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they're coming off a loss.
Yeah, they're playing bad.
Yeah.
They're just straight. They've lost 4 or 5.
All right, you know what? I'm just going to stick with the Lakers team total under for now. Maybe I'll add on some other plays in the afternoon show. You ready to move on? Jimmy the Bag.
I am. But my man Lamont is just on his lunch break, and he just quickly wants a recap of NHL. The one thing I may add, and I've got a ton of plays, which is interesting because I didn't expect to have this many. I may add the Blues. I'm not doing that yet, but I am on Islanders -1.5 at +170. Rangers -1.5 at +214. Lightning -1.5 at +178. Predators -1.5 at +170. Ducks money line at +160. Kings money line at +168. And I like this card.
Yeah.
I like this card, and I didn't realize how much I liked it until we broke it down together.
Yeah, and I was agreeing with most of your plays. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I'm definitely agreeing with Nashville. As you know, I'm trying to get some more balls here in NHL. Definitely agreeing with the Nashville play. Definitely agreeing with the probably agreeing with the Rangers play. And yeah, I might add on those in the afternoon show. Vegas Stacker says Bulls Nuggets first half under 103.5. Best bet in the NBA. All right, so let's talk about
Ryan D. This is exciting. I will copy and paste this, Ryan D. This would be definitely up for a Genius Award. Says Lakers will be up by a minimum 8 after the first quarter.
Wow.
Oh, and Remmo saying that Jake Allen is confirmed for the Blues. I like the way Jake Allen played last game. I think the Blues are the play. I think the Blues are the play again.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and they've gotten bet down. It's just if you want to pull the trigger on the current line.
And are we comfortable going against the Bruins here? And I think I should. I think this is a St. Louis team that feels good about themselves, and it's dangerous. I mean, this is a team that's 16-6-1 at home, and I'm taking a team that's
an awful loss, obviously.
Yeah, but it was a loss just a few hours ago.
Yeah, but it's just you're getting a team that is that is a waking giant as an underdog against a team on a back-to-back. So that's why on the opening line I thought that there was no.
I'm going to take the Blues.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm going to take the Blues.
The St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
All right, let me find the best line. The best current line for you here. Not that bad. Plus 140 at 5 dimes. We can give you that
there
one.
There you have it. This is a rarity for me. I have a
play on every game.
I don't know if I've ever, very, very, very rare for me. Very rare.
St. Louis money line plus 140. All right, let's talk about Chicago and Denver. First half under was suggested by as a great play, and obviously Denver got friggin' embarrassed by Golden State in their last game. They, similar to OKC, they're probably going to clamp down on defense here, and similar to the Lakers, feels like the Bulls are a team that can be clamped down on. No?
Yeah, and the Nuggets, I mean, they have to bounce back after allowing 51 points in the first quarter,
right.
Losing 142-111. They have to bounce back. Michael Malone says, hopefully this can be a motivating factor. Jeremy Miller, I'm on the over 214 Denver-Chicago. Those games typically trend over. In the last 3, average 223. Chicago should be able to get close to 100, but I think Denver really rolls tonight. Nuggets have lost 2 of 3. Gary Harris close to returning from a left hamstring injury. He's been out the last 5 games. He's questionable tonight. Bulls have lost 8 straight. Now they're not going to have Wendell Carter Jr. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to affect them. But yeah, I think the Nuggets smash. But look at this line. I mean, 13-14. Is that what it's at? I mean, what
about just the Bulls team total under?
What would you get there?
Let me see what that is. It'll be low and especially on the first half. But the Bulls team total, 100. They're going to have to hold them to double digits, which is a little bit tough. Ryan D. Nuggets going to bounce back. Great team.
Yeah, they're a great team, but I mean, they're going to. They haven't been playing very well. I mean, they've lost 2 of 3. I mean, that was a shocking loss to the Suns.
Yeah.
I don't see why I would take them at 14 points here in this spot. But I do think they're going to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I'm off the Nuggets game. Yeah, let's keep rolling.
Okay, hold on one second. And the last game on the card is going to be Phoenix-Toronto, which didn't have an overnight line. Obviously, Toronto is a massive favorite here, and I'm not sure. I didn't have an overnight line, so I didn't handicap this game. But Toronto, I don't know. I'd be leaning Suns at first glance. What do you think? The Suns are terrible, but
Scotty Rock Forever says Suns plus 8. Hit the button. Raptors on the second half of a back-to-back, losing last night, 117-108. Kawhi Leonard scored 33 points. He's not played a back-to-back. Nurse keeps saying that they're going to have him in the back-to-back at some point, but I would expect him to be out of the lineup. He played 36 minutes Wednesday. Raptors have played well since they were embarrassed by the Spurs. They won their next 5 games before losing to a Celtics team that needed that game so badly to turn their season around when the Raptors didn't need it. When I was looking back at that game, I was like, the Celtics clearly were the play there. Kevin Roldan also saying taking Felix. Scotty Rock says Suns plus 8 is a max play for me. Raptors will be without OJ Anunoby. He's out for personal reasons. CJ Miles didn't play against Boston due to hip injury. He's not even in the rotation. Valanciunas has been ruled out again. He'll be out for at least another 3 or 4 weeks. Suns opened a 4-game road trip with an awful 131-97 loss to the Pacers. And Devin Booker came back and was terrible. 8 points in 27 minutes. He said, it's on me. I'm playing bad.
Yeah.
I played bad out there. I expect him to bounce back. But I don't know. This Raptors team seems to like handling adversity, and they're so deep. And
they are deep.
But 8 is too many points.
It just is. We get 2
Max says Raptors are going to eat shit tonight.
Yeah.
That's bad, right?
Yeah.
Super Cisco says Leonard and Lowry not playing tonight due to needing rest. Lowry's not playing too?
Let me see. That's what I thought. Is that, should we confirm that?
Yeah. Wow. And Almax says Suns roll tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if they went outright.
Right.
Wow, because that's interesting because I did not hear that. That's going to put. How could the line still stay at 8.5 without Lowry?
And if Lowry's not in tonight, that makes me think, maybe under or even better Toronto team total under.
Wow, yeah, Lowry and Leonard will rest on Thursday. Wow.
So we know that Lowry loves to push the pace here. What about the Toronto team total under? What about the full game under? Jimmy the Bag, am I thinking the wrong way here?
No, I think you're thinking the right way. And Van Fleet's been battling. He's banged up too. It'll be nice. I like seeing Powell and DeLon Wright. I love the way they've handled their young careers in Toronto. We really like their attitude. I'd like to see them roll. But wow. I'm gonna have to spend more time. I'm gonna have to spend more time studying that.
All right. Well, I don't need any more time. I'm going to take the Toronto team total under 116 minus 110. That's the current line at Heritage. Toronto team total under 116 minus 110. So with Lowry out, my assumption, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, my assumption is the pace takes a hit, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But Powell and Wright love to run.
Yeah.
Powell and Wright love to run. Interesting. This is is the market not moving?
On what?
On the sunspot? Wouldn't it be moving by the second? Shouldn't it be moving every minute?
I think it already moved. I think it already done moved, Jimmy the Bag. I mean, it was up at like 13 at some places.
Oh, okay.
And now it's down to 8 or 8.5. Or no, 8.5.
8 seems like too many points. Niall says Phoenix always plays Toronto close.
Yeah. And what about the first half as well? Phoenix.
Gate Pass Key, we need you to stick around, Gate Pass Key. We need your insights. He says, I think I'll just give my plays at the beginning of the show and then leave and watch the rerun an hour later.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat, Mr. Key.
No, we need Gate Pass Key. Wow. Dan Kelly, funny. We should change the name of the Genius Award to the Maxwell Smart Award. That's high praise.
Nice. High praise there, definitely. Super Cisco likes the Raptors team total under. But Brandon Lugo says Suns play zero defense. Yeah, that is true.
And Kobe says Raptors are pissed off losing last night, and our B squad is better than Phoenix starters. And Super Cisco says Raptors have not been scoring. I'm not sure. I'm going to stay off of it right now. I'm not going to just jump on the Suns because of this information.
Brandon Lugo says if you see Drake at the game, max the Suns. Not a bad angle there. Fred Gialli leaning under on the Suns game.
Yeah, I get that. What's been the move on the total with all this information?
A 3-point move to the under, which you would expect.
Yeah.
You might be right, though. It might be other guys taking the advantage here of the opportunity to.
Powell and Wright are going to. This is when they salivate.
Yeah.
And they've had such a great attitude sitting on the bench, and they're just salivating. Dan Kelly says, Pete, are you on the first half or full game Lakers team total?
Dan Kelly's asking that?
Yeah.
I wonder why. I took the full game, Dan Kelly. Full game Lakers team total under, but you're right. The first half team total under might be also worth a play, and Dan Kelly might be thinking, because I know Dan Kelly likes the over in this game, so Dan Kelly might be thinking, you know what? Lakers team total over is worth a play. First half and full game. I have a feeling Dan Kelly is planning a little fade of me, which might be a smart thing to do. You know what? I'm going to hold off on this Toronto team total under as well. I'm not going to make that one an official pick right now because, you're right.
And shout out to Sean Williams, who's been giving us winner after winner. Another catch with George Mason last night, going with Omaha -2 tonight. We'll be back on the Late Show. Thank you for coming and sharing, Sean Williams. It means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some spots that I find interesting. I'm gonna take a little more time within NBA. I like my NHL card a lot. I just love seeing those pluses all over the place. And right now, I'm just gonna stick with the Thunder, and that's it. Also, that first half over in London. But other than that, I'm going to keep it like this. And why don't we discuss, have you done any work on the college spot?
No, not at all. And we are going to get Maxwell Smart for a full half hour, maybe more in the afternoon show, which should be a lot of fun and should be great. Matt Randall, though, says Austin P -8.5, smash it. I trust him blindly. You want to just smash it right now and then wait to see what Maxwell Smart has to say?
No, I have to look into it a little bit. But
Right.
Dragon Boy Gaming coming in saying, I missed the early part of the show, but Goong Goong's Time Machine says New York Islanders.
Oh, I look, I don't have it on here. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have it on here.
Really?
Look,
Wow, you knew Goong Goong's Time Machine.
I have a psychic connection with Gungu's Time Machine.
Wow.
But also, who else would? I mean, the Islanders is the one play that I think, I'm on that one. I was leaning that one. You like that one. That was not one of your later plays that you added on. That was a no hesitation play on the Islanders, right? They're at home. It's going to be.
It's not the home. It's the Nassau.
Right.
Yeah, Nassau. It's just it's a jump on spot for me. Here, Matt. So what? Matt Randall. Sorry, was what? What was his big play?
Austin P -8.5. Smash it now. I don't know where this line has moved, but if this line moves the other way, I'm going to like it even more, especially if Maxwell Smart says that he likes it.
It's great getting Al Mac, having him here in the chat as well. He works at ACC, which is now I believe Scotia Arena, and he says there's going to be a bunch of spots like this for the Raptors down the stretch towards the end of the season. They're going to start conceding losses in exchange for rest. Raptors going to be terrible against the spread the next while.
You think so, huh?
I'm just reading out what I've got to spend more time thinking about that. That's interesting. And let's get into college. Why don't we let Matt Randall roll us in top plays for NCAA today?
Okay, here we go. St. Mary's over 136. Texas State, Arkansas Little Rock over 140.5. Austin P minus 8.5. Smash it now. Nebraska and Michigan State over 147. That's an interesting one. I was actually thinking that Nebraska might be a good play here. That's one game I did look at. Nebraska. I don't know what Matt Randall thinks there, but I was thinking that Nebraska might be a good play, and maybe the Nebraska team total over might be a good play as well. I had no opinion on the total, but if Matt Randall likes the over, I was thinking Nebraska might be a play at +2, and maybe the Nebraska team total over. Northeastern over 141.5. Weber State minus the points. Good luck, Lowbaggers, says Matt Randall. Now, shout out to you, Matt Randall. Thanks so much for hitting us up with those.
Wow, and Max is joining us right now, too, so we can hammer any questions. His leans right now. Let's see, Robbie Tagaloa, college basketball leans. Hofstra, UTSA, Texas State, UAB, Georgia State, and Hawaii. And then Noli Nose says lock in Cal, Washington State, under 157.5. And that's endorsed by Maxwell Smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's endorsed by Maxwell Smart. Fred Gialli like Michigan State against the spread. And then Kobe Valentine, Florida International +11 and moneyline, Nebraska moneyline.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very interesting. DJ Big Boss, I'm on Austin P and Jacksonville State. Okay, I've got to do some copy and pasting here.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Jacksonville State and maybe Nebraska here. Oh, and Capper Investment says Nebraska over is a good play. I'm thinking about the Nebraska team total over. It's up. Simone Mambella says Nebraska will be crashed by the Spartans, though.
Yeah, I need to get...
and Dwayne Reed likes Nebraska +2 also. I'm telling you, this Nebraska team total over might be a decent play.
Wow, K. Pasky says, yeah, Jimmy, Islanders should be the play, but my gut says Devils.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, I didn't listen to my gut on the Sens and Philly, and I took it in the drink hole. Hey, trust your gut, K. Pasky. You've been capping NHL for a long time.
Kobe Valentine also likes Nebraska money line. That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, and Dwayne Reed as well.
Nebraska might be the play here, and even better, Nebraska team total
and
over.
Swati says Nebraska over is good play.
There you go. Nebraska, maybe
What's been the movement on that total?
Let me check. Oh, no. How the hell am I going to answer this question in 10 seconds? Let's see. Nebraska. No movement. Pinnacle moved, but you can still get a 146.
Where'd Pinnacle move
Move to the over.
Move to the over.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Nebraska team total over might be a really nice play.
Okay, I'm gonna have to just to hammer it during this break in the afternoon. Steven Esposito also liking Nebraska here, and we do have a couple things that we haven't talked about. One, that the Super Bowl is coming up.
Yes,
and we have the Betcast. And any of you guys who want to put out a video with hashtag SBR and Betcast, it's not a video competition. Just put out a video saying why you want to come to Costa Rica and party with Loshak and The Bag. And we will be doing the draw next week. So please get your videos in, support that. Also, we are 9 days away from the richest horse race in the world, the Pegasus World Cup. And I will be hammering that. Not only will I be hammering it, but we will be doing a Beat the Bag competition, free contest, $100 to the winner. Also 200 bet points if you beat us. And we're going to be capping the whole card. And this is the type of situation historically where I have very, very good numbers when you have nonstop stakes races that you can study and know these horses inside and out. So here is the link to the Beat the Bag contest. And please join me in it because it's a lot of fun.
Sounds great. Catch us in the afternoon show where we will be doing an MMA segment with Annie Marak and also talking about the Pacquiao fight, right? Pacquiao fight and MMA, and of course, a huge half hour, maybe more, who knows, if they don't cut us off. We're going to keep going and going and going with Maxwell Smart covering the big college basketball card. That'll be today, 5:30 Eastern time. Thanks so much, everyone.